Hi, and welcome to Kelly, where we talk about life, your life and my life, and through Kelly we hope to inspire. Today we have Hunter Flanagan on this show, and he's going to sing a song for us.
I was singing down in Noonan, Georgia. My neighbor called and he said something was wrong. We piled in the car and we raced home to meet ya. By the time we got there, the ambulance was already gone. We ran all the way to Atlanta. We ran. We chased that copter down and we ran, thinking everything would be alright. But little did we know that our lives were gonna change that night. A few days later and he still hasn't woke up. We tried almost anything but without any luck. The doctor came in and he said to pull the plug. And we laughed in his face and we said, nah, we're not giving up. And we ran to the chapel and hit our knees. We ran, saying, God, don't take him, please. And we ran, praying everything would be alright. But little did we know that my big brother knew how to fight. Through the trials and tribulations, we fought so hard all the way. Through the months and months of rehab, he was improving every day. I watched him learn to walk and talk again. All we could do was pray. If only you could see us here today, yeah. We ran down that beach down in Daytona, and we ran. We chased that sun-soaked sky, and we ran. And Lord, I had to smile, 'cause boy, I finally knew we were gonna be alright. Oh, oh.
Great job, Hunter. I love to hear you sing. You were with me in the beginning of the studio when we first opened Words in Motion Acting Studio, and you are one of my, I call you one of my prized possessions. I own you. No. So you've had a lot going on in the last couple of years, really. Tell us about some of the adventures that you've been on. You came to me actually to start working on stage presence, right. And then I kind of gave you the acting bug, and you kind of took a flight from there. But let's start off with your music. Your song, Josh. Tell us about why you wrote that song.
Well, about 6 years ago now, my brother was riding a four-wheeler down our road, you know, nothing too crazy, and he wrecked and he got a brain injury. He hit the asphalt. He was in a coma for 29 days. They said he'd never walk or talk again. They had to remove part of his frontal lobe, actually, like part of his brain. They said that he had a less than 1% chance of survival, and even if he did survive, he would just be a vegetable the rest of his life. But we didn't listen. He walks, he talks, he dates, he drives. He's actually working down in Macon right now. So I wrote that song as a not only to tell my story, but inspiration to all the other people who are going through that same horrible
Yeah,
elevation.
that was one of the first things that me and your grandmother Patty bonded over, because my brother Ron was captured in Iraq. He's an Apache helicopter pilot, and he went down, and so our family made national news. And you know, we went through a different thing, but it kind of bonded us when your grandmother and I shared each other's stories. And one of the things that she shared with me that I thought was really unique was when your brother was in the hospital, she said that the family would bring nurses candy,
Chocolate, yeah.
yes, and all kinds of stuff just to keep them upbeat and having a good spirit so that they would tend to your brother. And I was like, that is brilliant.
We put a big basket full of chocolate in his room every day, so the nurses would have to come into there to get chocolate, and they'd have to take a glance at him, so if anything went wrong. And that's actually how we found out he had a stroke on the 5th day, and that's what saved his life, because the nurse came in at like midnight for a Kit Kat, and she found out that there was something wrong with him. So it actually ended up saving his life, and it was...
Candy saves lives.
You heard it here first.
Who would have known? Who would have known? That's funny because on our show, I'll go ahead and give you this. We actually give away a little candy to each of our guests. So you said that you weren't picky, so you've got
3 Musketeers.
3 Musketeers. Nice. Yes. So your music career. I knew when your grandmother brought you in here, I was like, if I can satisfy Miss Patty, I can satisfy anybody, because she was so serious about your career. And good thing, because you've been able to do amazing things. Your mother's been so supportive. You're one of the 5 finalists for the Country Teen Artist of the Year. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am. I'm one of the 5 finalists for Georgia Teen Artist of the Year. They nominated me, and I'm just awestruck that they would even think about that. Because I mean, you know, you hear that you're good from people, and people like me, I don't really believe it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But to hear that I'm not only good, but I am the top 5 in the state is just mind-blowing, and it's so humbling because, you know, I meet a lot of singers in this business, and everybody I've met has been so nice and so talented, and it's just, I almost feel guilty saying that I'm the top 5 in the state, because, like, I feel like some other people have worked so hard as well, and they deserve it just as much as I do, and so I'm just completely astonished to even be able to say that I've had this opportunity.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people love about you is that you are generous. You don't have a big head, or if you do, you don't show people that you do. But you're strong, and you talk and you speak your mind.
Speaking of generous, I actually brought you something. My grandmother bought me one of these when not too long ago, and it's a chalkboard for whatever acting things you're going on. And I went and I made sure to find the biggest one because I thought this would go great in your studio because of all you've helped me do.
You know what I should do with this, Hunter? Is when I have people on the show, I should actually write their name, and it should be, we'll do a slate.
That'll work.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. So Georgia Country music has really taken a interest in you. Your manager, or
yes.
it's your publicist?
He's he kind of manages my music.
And what's his name?
Books me places. Dan Gentry.
You forgot it for a minute, didn't you?
It's hard to spell. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Yeah. So what does he do for you?
He's been booking me as recently, and he's made sure that I. You know, because a lot of people try to take advantage of young, starting musicians.
Absolutely.
They, you know, singing for the experience, as they call it. And he's made sure that I actually get paid for what I do, and he's booking me 2-3 hour shows. You know, I've been doing 20-30 minute shows at festivals around town, and now I'm actually booking venues and restaurants and stuff. And he's really kept me busy.
Yes, every time I'm like, I can't even keep up with you guys. You're like always on Facebook, either in a hotel room or I told your mom, either you are on set, on stage, or somebody's in the hospital.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I worry about you sometimes, because then I'll see you in a hospital bed and I'm like, did he get exhausted? Did he?
No, I break things constantly.
Well, you're still a kid. Let's talk about the hard work that goes behind that, what people don't see.
About music and movies, all of it. It is, a lot of work. It is exhausting, but it's so rewarding at the same time. Like, before each show, I even did it when I came here, I bring in about 100 pounds of equipment. I plug it all in. I sit there, I tune my guitar, I do all that stuff, and then I just wait until it's time to start, and then I have to sing for 3 or 4 hours, which is like running a marathon all on its own. And that's just the singing part. I mean, acting, there's so much that goes into it. You got the cameras, you got sound, you got lighting, and there's just every small little detail can make or break what you're filming, and it's just...
It's gruesome.
It's stressful.
Yes, people don't realize the work that goes into it. So what are some of the movies you've been in?
Well, this summer and this year as a whole has been kind of taking off for my movie career. Because, as you remember, I wasn't, 2 years ago, I was just starting movies, and I had my first audition here. But now, this summer, I filmed a movie with Matthew McConaughey called White Boy Rick. I play a drug dealer's son, because, you know, that always makes the parents proud. And I was Ed Helms' stepson, and I got to meet Ed Helms and Owen Wilson in a movie called Father Figures. It's coming out next year. And most of this summer, I was actually filming. It's gonna be from a Disney partner company. It's called Camp Analog, and it's like a classic '80s camp movie. And I'm one of the lead roles in it, and it was so fun to film. I got to sink a kayak. I got to, you know, just cause a ruckus.
Yeah, you guys, the pictures, it looks like the project is a lot of fun.
It was so fun. I don't even think we got any filming done.
I was telling somebody recently, they were talking about getting into acting and just starting. Right. And I use you as an example a lot because of your work ethic and things yeah. And I am proud of you. But I told them, I was like, you know, when Hunter first started, he just did independent films and got into anything that would have him.
Yeah.
You just showed up and showed up and showed up and showed up until people had to
acknowledge me.
Yeah, and that really is what it's about, is just showing up and showing up and showing up and not getting frustrated with the process.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, when I first came here, I was still singing, just singing. I was singing Michael Jackson and Bruno Mars, and I wanted stage presence, so I came here and we just took an acting class, you know, just in case. And I remember we just got so taken with you, and you were amazing. And then I got in for my first short film called Bucktown, and I came here to film my audition because we had no idea what to do. And we filmed with your phone. Yeah. And we had no clue. And by some grace or something, I don't even know, I got it. And that is what got me into acting. And it was so amazing, and it's been so much fun ever since, because no matter what, no matter how big or small the project, it is always so fun.
Right. Yeah, because it's like that when you're on stage singing. You're sharing a chemistry with an audience, and that's what when people ask me, you know, why do you do this crazy thing? Because I love the chemistry. I love being on set with people and building that relationship and those friendships that last throughout time.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch each other grow. You know, some people they fall off and they don't make it to where they want to go, and unfortunately that's life. But then you see other people that just push through and push through and push through, and there's a respect that you gain for that, and I think you can only understand it if you're in that art and also doing it.
And you meet some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in acting and singing. I mean, musicians and actors, they are some of the most amazing, nerdy, quirky people that you'll ever meet.
Yes.
And there's so much passion there that, like, you think it'd be such a competitive market because everybody's trying to make it, but it's really not. And everybody I've ever met has just wanted to help each other. And
right.
You wouldn't expect it, but you meet some of the best friends ever while acting and singing.
Yeah. And those are people that you want to surround yourself with as you grow. Okay, so now back to what I was going to say before. If you had any advice to give to someone your age, what would that be?
Well, I'd say if you're thinking about acting or singing, to stick with it. And if you are thinking about singing, don't make the mistakes I made and refuse to learn to play an instrument for a few years, because once you learn to play it, you'll realize how many doors that creates and how amazing you'll sound just being able to play it by yourself.
It also gives you, I always say, anybody with a guitar or instrument in their hand, it gives them 10 hot pot points right off the bat.
Yeah, because it is difficult, and you will want to quit. I did the same thing with ukulele probably 3 times, but it's so worth it in the long run, because at the very least, you're going to be the life of every party you go to.
All right, guys, thank you for coming to Kelly, and we hope that you gained something from our show today, and we hope we inspired you.
This is an Irish folk song called The Wild Rover. I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store. I know I never will play the wild rover no more, 'cause it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, and no, never, no more. I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. She asked her for credit, and she answered me nay. Such customer as you I can have any day, 'cause it's no way, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I pulled out my pocket and sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened up with delight. She said, I've got whiskeys and wines of the best, and those words that I spoken were only in jest, 'cause it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. I know never, no more. Go home to my parents and confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they've caressed me as oft times before, I know I never will play the wild rover no more, 'cause it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. And I play the wild rover, I know never, no more.